We're gonna go into Technorati right now to see why they love what they do and exactly what Technorati is. Let's go. Technorati is about searching blogs. And I guess my question would be like, so why are blogs cool? I mean, why are blogs important enough to have their own search engine?
I started doing search when the web was really young, right? And the great thing about the web was it was the voice of the people, but it's not anymore, right? And blogs have sort of taken over that function. A lot of the big media sites have sort of consolidated traffic and power and everything like that. And it's harder and harder to publish on the web, but it's easy to do a blog. Yeah, I'm Brian Pinkerton. I started WebCrawler, which was the first real full-text search engine on the web. And back then the web was pretty small, about 6,000 sites. Now there's a lot more.
I think they're cool because they're the rapidly changing part of the net. It's the bit that people are talking about and having conversation, and we want to try and track that conversation and show the links between them, show who's saying what, and help people, build that. I mean, Technorati started out as reversing links. You want to see if you wrote something, would you know who was linking to you? And the way to do that was we went around, looked for all the links, and then showed you those. And then it grew into adding textual search and tagging and all the other things we do now from that as ways of growing that conversation and helping feed it back to itself so that people can follow the conversation with each other and see that. I'm Kevin Marks. I was the first employee here after Dave, and I got to untangle his code first. And Technorati started off on one computer too, but it's now 300?
A lot, 500.
500, yeah, lots.
So to be clear though, the Technorati its ranking is based on links in or links out, or how's that work?
Links in.
Links in. So
yeah. So the number of different blogs that are linking to you, to your blog, is what counts.
in the last 6 months.
In the last, that's a very good point. Last 180 days.
120 days to be precise.
Let's
yes.
be precise.
Yeah.
I'm Tatek Chog, Technorati's chief technologist.
It's scary how many people do post 20 times a day, and they're the ones in the top 100, and not to disparage those in the top 100, but that's kind of like top 100 crazy people who post 1,000 times a day and link to each other. I find like the one funny person who is just being really funny and clever and witty, and I really enjoy it, and nobody links to him until like the way that Technorati does its algorithm is that person doesn't have very much authority, but to me, it's a really great blog. I'm Liz Dunn. I am the product manager of the Technorati.com website. We just launched a redesign, and the idea behind the redesign was really that Technorati does a lot of really cool things. Before the redesign, it was really hard for a regular person to just try to figure out, A, what those things were, and where they were. Executives at this company would be like, look, there's this white space here, we could put something there. And I'm like, no, we can't. Because then you can't read what's there, because there's all the stuff around it.
Technorati was originally invented just so you could see who's linking to you. Like that was the
It's usually invented so Dave could see who was linking to you.
Exactly.
Right. Clear about this.
My name is Ryan King. I am a engineer here, and I work on the Microformats initiative, and I'm also a graduate student at the University of San Francisco. The first step is to make sure you ping us whenever you update. You can either do that manually by just coming to our site, and we have a little there's a link on the homepage. You can go to type in your URL and ping us. But most blogging software actually has the functionality built in to automatically ping whenever you have an updated post. Sometimes it takes a little while, so sometimes it's a little bit patience required because sometimes we'll have a big queue of stuff to go through and to index.
There's a small number of things that we will opportunistically crawl, but by and large, we get our source of pings, and that's what we index. But the blogosphere itself is growing pretty healthily. And so we add servers and we get more efficient, and we're kind of doing both at the same time. There's a real tension operationally between sort of trying to re-engineer everything to be more efficient and use less space and run faster, and at the same time keeping the existing stuff running.
The blogosphere is doubling every 6 months or so, and that's been consistent for over 3 years now, which means it's a lot bigger than when we started, and that means that we have to change the techniques. We've changed how we do it at least 4 times now.
Like no matter what, like people have, I think pretty much everyone has enough ego that like you care when people are talking about you somewhere. So I don't think that'll ever go away, but just like knowing what people are talking about on a certain topic. Like if you're a music blogger, like it'd be great to just be able to see what kind of a collection of music bloggers are talking about and see what's going on there. Just so you as a consumer can keep up with things.
One real world example of that is I was wondering if I should go see this band play. I was hoping someone had seen them play in other cities and would tell me if it was a good show or not, because the tickets were kind of expensive. And I found it. I found someone saying, yeah, these guys rock, this is a great live show, you should go see it, so I bought tickets. And in general, that's further away. That person who's writing the music review, like I saw the show, it was really great. That's a writer who wants to write about something that happened to them, and it's just me like finding out what does a regular person say. Like I don't even care what rock critics say anymore, and I'm hoping that in general people will care less and less about the rarefied world of people that are paid to critique something, and then a regular person who was like, $35 is a lot of money. Should I go see the show?
It's great to connect people with each other and let them converse and find information and let the good stuff sort of bubble up from the bottom, because it's not always, the columnist in the New York Times who has the best idea.
What we're talking about here is the human experience, raw and uncut. That's what blogs are about. Whenever you watch any kind of mediated media, TV, film, newspaper, whatever, you're getting some editor's version of what's going on, events, filtered through who knows how many levels of hierarchy. When you read blogs, you're getting the human experience raw and uncut from individuals that are writing about their day, that are photographing interesting things that they found, that are talking about issues that concern them.
It is much more easier for new ideas and things to bubble up, or commentary to change the direction of things. And we're watching that happen to politics, watching that happen to media. And what we're doing here is helping that positive feedback loop happen and helping spread the stuff out.
One of the things I love about Technorati is stuff that is not on the news, it's not gonna be on the news, is happening, and people are talking about it. You have more people writing about the war and more people searching for Lindsay Lohan, which is, I think, a very interesting meta comment in general. And they're just people like us. It's not what does CNN think is good news, it's what do, here are the unwashed masses, what do we think?
Everyone's doing this within the community of 50 million people. That's just phenomenal. It's one of these unprecedented events in human history, right? We're all just documenting our lives online and relating on levels that we haven't related before. This is connecting people directly with people.
Thank you.
Perfect.